Hello, this is Transformers fan G138 with a video review of one of the coolest figures out of this year's so far. That includes all my Transformers Prime stuff. Fall of Cybertron Jazz. And honestly, he's actually pretty cool, even for his size. I heard some complaints about this guy being Scout-sized. He's definitely bigger than a Scout. I loathe Scout class size, just because they're usually way too simplistic and their lack of paint apps. Which, now that I think about it, is pretty much the entire Transformers Prime line. Well, anyway. So he comes with this blaster. These are not gang molded. So every time they release a mold or a variant of the mold, they'll always do different weapons and stuff for these guys, because they mimic weapons you can get in the game. Like Shockwave's gun turns into like some Gatling gun, but I'll get into that in his review. Anyway, so Jazz here is pretty awesome. Originally in the pictures, I thought these would stand out way more, like it does on the camera right now. But in person, I really don't notice those that much. He's actually got some surprising amount of paint apps for being a small mainstream deluxe class for a video game. Not that I'm complaining. I really think that's great. Especially because Hasbro's been pulling their punches with paint apps. I don't know why. It must be cost-saving measures. He does actually have an Autobot symbol, which is nice. Although I think it would have looked cooler with a black outline or something. But I'll take what I can get. So his headlights here are actually exposed, so you can actually feel them right through here. And those are actually molded plastic. Now his windshield or wind guard here, or whatever you want to call it, this is painted this really nice metallic blue. All the painted blue is that nice metallic blue. And he's got this nice metallic red on the wheel rims that are supposed to be the glowy energon thingies. Yeah, not bad. Although they did cheat a little with having the wheels molded into the feet, but I'll get into that. So the bottom looks like he's carrying some extra tires there. He is pretty close to the ground, just like his Reveal the Shield version. Yeah, minor complaint. It rolls fairly nice. I mean, it feels rough and loud just because the way the wheels are designed. They're like overlapping each other. So when they roll this way, you hear it. Yeah. Interesting. Like, usually they do a smooth line down the center, so they roll a bit smoother. This looks way more Fall of Cybertron-ish, or War for Cybertron-ish. I do have to say, though, I do have the downloadable character of this guy in War for Cybertron, and this vehicle form is spot on to it. Definitely. I have some complaints in robot mode, but I'll get into that when I transform him, which will be right now. So, oh, and his weapon, just like you saw before, just plugs into here if you want to have him with a weapon, rotate it, whatever. Personally, he also has some, I don't like that. He's got some plugs here. I don't know why you wanted that, but you can give him weapons if you want in this mode. So, yep, like I said, I'll get him in robot mode now. And before I get him in robot mode, just here's the box. There, depicts Jazz, video game character. His vehicle form down here, Jazz, Fall of Cybertron, Generations, mold specific for Jazz inside. And the back here depicts him in robot mode. I think they make him look a lot cooler in the picture. Old school tech specs, which is nice. And I feel like they designed the box to be a bit more, like the stuff you would find at comic shops, the specialty toys and stuff. It just gives me that appearance. Not as flashy for kids and stuff, which is kind of weird. But, you know, I guess they're marketing to video gamers, collectors, and, you know, comic shops, apparently. Well, that's it. So now I will get to robot mode. And as promised, here he is in robot mode. And right off the bat, you notice he seems to be suffering from skinny leg syndrome. And to some extent, he is. It's not as obvious in person, but yeah, he definitely does, especially if you have his arms tilted inward at any time. His arms are so massive, and he's got these skinny legs. You know, kind of opposite of his G1 self. You know, while I'm talking about this, let's do a comparison between that and reveal the Shield Jazz. First note, the height difference. Second note, the color of their heads. Now, Jazz has been several times depicted with both blue and black heads, arms, you know, lower legs. And I think it's interesting that they went with blue instead of black. I'm sure they did blue just to save some paint applications, because the blue they used here matches the blue they use everywhere else. Here, they didn't paint anything black, but they did paint stuff blue. Here, they molded blue and painted blue. So, did they save any? Don't know. But, so, yeah, he's okay. His arms are thicker. This guy's, you know, it's just kind of strange to me that, but he does look like the video game character, so gotta give him credit. Although I would love to see a little more bulk on his legs. That aside, you know, he's got his traditional chest, you know. I would like to see this guy's head a little further up. And that's gotta be my major complaint there. His shoulders sit really high and his head sits really low. I think they could have engineered a way for that to come up a little bit. But it is what it is. And it's not a bad figure. I like it. All the joints, except for his ball and socket joints, are ratchet. Here in the foot, during transformation, you actually rotate it. And that's actually on a ratchet joint. His knees, also ratchet. Elbows, also ratchet. Head, ball socket. Shoulder, ball and socket. Swivel here, ball and socket wrist here. He's got a ball and socket hip. With a swivel built in, but it does not have a lot of motion just because of the way it's designed. And then he does not have a swivel down here at all. Oh, just above the kneecap he does. Sorry. No waist swivel due to the way it folds up and stuff. So, that's too bad. Interestingly, design-wise, they've kind of designed this so you could swap out like the chest plate, the arms, the doors, and like the major components that make him look like his car mode. And that's simply so they could turn this guy into Sideswipe. And I'm really looking forward to that mold, because they did remold a bunch of the armor pieces, and I think that's a pretty cool engineering feat. So his gun can fit in either hand, of course. You know, just the kind of the whole point. So that's there. His feet are molded sideways, so no motion there, but, you know, and it's not as balanced as this Jazz, so he does not have back support, so you can't bring his legs together. Unfortunately, I mean, it is what it is. There's definitely some things that can be improved with this figure, but overall, I think he's a really nice Fall Cybertron character, and I think it works really well. He does look a little bit out of scale with Optimus Prime, and that, again, is because Optimus is really, really tiny. Well, that pretty much concludes my video review of Transformers Generations Fall of Cybertron Jazz. And hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.